Come on, hold me tight. I love you. You make my heart sing. You make everything groovy.
Don't let my glad expression give you the wrong impression. Really, I'm sad, oh, sadder than sad. You're gone and I'm hurting so bad. Like a clown, I pretend to be glad. Now there's some sad things known to man, but ain't too much sad.
There's no sign of life, it's just the power to charm. I'm lying in the rain, but I never wave bye-bye. But I try. Never gonna fall for time, terrifies me, makes me falling.
Flexing vocabulary runs right through me. The alphabet runs right from A to Z. Conversations, hesitations in my mind. You got my conscience asking questions that I can't find. I'm not crazy. I'm sure I ain't done nothing wrong. No, I'm just waiting. 'Cause I heard that this feeling won't last that long.
So she said, what's the problem, baby? What's the problem? I don't know. Well, maybe I'm in love. Think about it every time I think about it. Can't stop thinking about it. How much longer will it take to cure this? Just to cure it, 'cause I can't ignore it. If it's love makes me wanna turn around and face me, but I don't know nothing about love. Oh, come, turn a little faster.
We never learned we've been here before.
This is into the 2010s now.
Running from your bullets, a bullet.
Just stop your crying, it'll be alright. They told me that the end is near. We gotta get away from here.
Right. Well, I gather we've lost the Footlins again. I don't know whether I have anyone else, but if you are listening, we're just going to give it a minute for people to catch up, and then we'll play those again. I recognise that you may only hear one or two of the middle songs one time this week. If I get strong representation, we will play them a third time if we get everything working again. On which note, if anyone can confirm they can hear me, that is always useful intelligence. So again, anyone who is listening, sorry for the delay. We have, well, either I'm not on and this whole bit is pointless, or the Footlins are having a bit of trouble rejoining. But one way or another, I'm just trying to wait until we get them back before we play the music again. Him and her, if you're able to confirm to Jane the Temple Elf whether you're hearing me, that would also be useful. Well, it's just like the good old days, isn't it? Not really working in some complicated way. All right, well, welcome back. The reason this was a screen without sound is because I was busy typing your messages, telling you to come and join. But we're up to an unprecedentedly large number of viewers, presumably as a range of people try to test whether the stream is working. So welcome back, Footlins. Hopefully you are coming in and ready to go on. There we go. All right, ready for music playthrough 2. So apologies to those of you who've heard only some of this once. Hopefully we'll get away with just playing it one more time. If you really need it again, we'll discuss it after this. Here we go.
Come on, hold me tight. I love you. You make my heart sing. You make everything groovy.
Don't let my glad expression give you the wrong impression. Really, I'm sad.
Missing vocabulary runs right through me. The alphabet runs right from A to Z. Conversations, hesitations in my mind. You got my conscience asking questions that I can't find. I'm not crazy. I'm sure I ain't done nothing wrong. No, I'm just waiting. 'Cause I heard that this feeling won't last that long.
So she said, what's the problem, baby? What's the problem? I don't know. Well, maybe I'm in love, love. Think about it every time I think about it. Can't stop thinking about it. How much longer will it take to cure this? Just to cure it, 'cause I can't ignore it. If it's love, love makes me wanna turn around and face me, but I don't know nothing about love. Oh, come, come, turn a little faster.
We never learned we've been here before. Why are we always stuck in running from your bullets? A bullet.
Just stop your crying, it'll be alright. They told me that the end is near. We gotta get away from here.
All right. Well, we're running a little late, so if you really need to hear those again, let me know, and we can have the last four one more time. Otherwise, we will get on to the round one marking, as I'll give you a moment to respond to that call out. All right, well, I'm hearing no clamour for a repeat, so either you don't need it or I'm off air again. So let us go to the round one marking. Designated markers, eyes down, looking in. As I tell you that the fruit that connects Snow White, Adam and Eve, and William Tell is an apple, although I am told that the apple is not strictly mentioned in the book of Genesis, but by popular acclamation they're in. Question 2. Behind schedule and also a dead, late, as in the late Dent, Arthur Dent. Question 3. Our characters in, well, what were they? In a variety of things, I can tell you. Our characters were, first off, Maui. Then, of Rick and Morty fame, it's Morty. Then we have Matilda. Well done if you said Wormwood for her surname, but Matilda. Then the next one is Mirabelle. Mirabelle Madrigal, apparently. Mirabelle. Then we had Maria. Maria von Trapp. Then Mowgli, of Jungle Book fame. And finally, Decimus Meridius Maximus. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Or words to that effect. Maui, Morty, Matilda, Mirabelle, Maria, Mowgli, and Maximus. Question number 4. After the body in the shark biscuit is a board. A bit of walk the plank humour from the Aussies there. And then question 5. In County Antrim, the Giant's Causeway is a very visited site. Oh, I saw an orc there just the other day. Question 6. was Venn diagrams. Firstly, crew. That was groups of people meet fashionable neck things. Then we had highlights. That was hair dyeing meets the best bits. And finally, we had a sergeant. We were looking for 3 stripes meets police ranks. Crew, highlights and sergeant. Question 7. The silvery pout is a fish you all got or guessed. And then our Brit Award winners were Stormzy, I should say, which you all got. Seal, which you all got. And Sting, which most of you got. So well played. Question 9. We had... The headlight is or the indicator rather, is a blinker. The bonnet is a hood. The windscreen is a windshield. The boot is a trunk. The registration number is a license plate, and the bit around the wheels is a fender, as in bender. Blinker, hood, windshield, trunk, license plate, and fender. Question 10. The Chinese zodiacal portent that could be referred to as feline is a tiger. Tiger. Then 11. The footballer who's hit 100 goals is Son Heung-min. Son, I think, is half a point, as it's unclear whether you were talking about Son Heung-min or just going, come on, my son. Question 12. We had 5 movies, and the movies were Atonement, then The Bank of Dave, then The Mask, then Oppenheimer, not How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb, and finally The Piano. Atonement, Bank of Dave, The Mask, Oppenheimer, and The Piano. Question 13. It has nothing to do with the Allens, it has nothing to do with the Vandals, it has not even a thing to do with the Huns, it is Gothic. Gothic was the word we were after. And question 14. Predictive text with 4 seasons. Oh, I see what they've done there. It's a series, you sons of guns. We're in England. Anyway, a year and succession. I'm afraid I don't think I can give desertion, for that seems to be too far from anything to just be a typing error. No points for desertion. Not least I can't really say it. I think it's a type of monk, isn't it? This desertion monk. Alternative name for the game of 9 pins is Skittles. Skittles. Then question 16. The digging associated book is Holes. Holes, not Alcatraz. No one's digging any holes on Alcatraz. It's famously a rock. You'd break your spade. Question 17. The 4 logos were Converse. I even gave you a clue about dwarves digging a hole in it. Diggy diggy hole, diggy diggy hole. The logos were Converse. Then the shoes with the soles so shiny you can't walk in them. It's Louboutin. Louboutin. Then Skechers, and finally Doc Martens. Converse, Louboutin, Skechers, and Doc Martens. Question 18. The longest river flowing into the English Channel. You must be mad if you didn't get it. It's Seine. Seine. You're all too parochially obsessed with your English rivers. Get out of our channel, you Frenchmen. That's what they say. Question 19. 4 people in a year of birth, and the people were Ewan McGregor, then Sandra Oh, then Tupac Shakur, and finally Dido. And all of them were born in 1971, which means with answers straddling 1970 to 72, you all get that year point. Ewan McGregor, Sandra Oh, Tupac, and Dido. Now, I see someone's put T-Pac, which strictly speaking would of course have been the love child of Tupac and Mr. T, but I'll allow T-Pic and these T-Pac. No T-Pics. T-Pac will allow in the spirit of generosity. Ewan McGregor, Sandra Oh, Tupac, Dido, and the year 1971. Finally, you would find synovial fluid in your joints. Joints. Okie dokie, that's the end of that bit of marking, and we'll get an anagram up on the board for you immediately so we can start moving along. The anagram is, can you rearrange for me the letters in Printers Awoken to find the name of a famous UK building? Printers Awoken. Then, question number 2. What ingredient is added to a croque monsieur to make it a croque madame? What ingredient is added to a croque monsieur to make it a croque madame? Question 3 is our first picture for round 2, and we have some money phrases. A little bit of P missing on the left there. So it goes. 4 money phrases. Can you work them out without the vowels? Question number 4. With a 5-letter stage name sounding like a single letter, how is British rapper Harrison Armstrong better known? And question number 5. In which 2022 UK TV show did Alyssa, Amanda, Kieran, and Wilf adopt the title role? Which 2022 UK TV show did Alyssa, Amanda, Kieran, and Wilf adopt the title role? Question number 6, another picture. Picture 9, when they were young. Can you name these 4 much younger individuals who no longer are so much younger? I take it all back. 5 people for 4 photos. One of the photos has 2 people in. I'll let you work out which. Question number 7. Europe's largest centre for research and postgraduate teaching in children's health is located on which London street? Europe's largest centre for research and postgraduate teaching in children's health is located on which London street? Question number 8 takes us to an audio question. It is mystery voice time. You know the routine. I'm going to play you 3 voices. You listen to the voice, listen to what it says, see if you can tell me who they are. 3 voices, 3 points available. Here we go.
Number 1.
We don't have full conversation until they're out. I just come in, throw someone out and leave. Obviously, it's a very big show. Everybody watches it. Everyone's got an opinion. So it felt a bit like I just don't want to let anyone down. I don't want it to be like, you guys wanted me to do it. So I felt that pressure.
Number 2.
Batik, he played very well, but I'm sure when he's totally integrated, he will play much better. He's just starting at United.
Number 3.
What a thrill to be here amongst my own kind. Because I'm very left-wing as well, you know. I mean, I've frightened myself how left-wing I am. If I wasn't a camp comic and renowned homosexual, I would grow a beard and wear corduroy.
Number 1.
We don't have full conversation until they're out. I just come in, throw someone out, and leave. Obviously, it's a very big show. Everybody watches it. Everyone's got an opinion. So it felt a bit like I just don't want to let anyone down. I don't want it to be like, you guys wanted me to do it. So I felt that pressure.
Number 2.
Batik, he played very well, but I'm sure when he's totally integrated, he will play much better. He's just starting at United.
Number 3.
What a thrill to be here amongst my own kind. Because I'm very left-wing as well, you know. I mean, I've frightened myself how left-wing I am. If I wasn't a camp comic and renowned homosexual, I would grow a beard and wear corduroy.
Onwards we go. Question number 9. Which Greek philosopher described a type of love that transcends physical desire into attraction between souls, giving rise to a word meaning this sort of relationship? And question 10 is picture number 10. We've got 6 more cities on tourist posters. Can you name them? And question 11. The three-word title of which 1962 Elvis hit was engraved onto the side of comedian Freddie Starr's coffin? The three-word title of which 1962 Elvis hit was engraved on Freddie Starr's coffin? Question 12. Picture number 11. We got some Monopoly versions. Can you work out the Monopoly version from these 6 or so playing counters? I guess there's 2 for most of those pictures. So anyway, 6, 5 pairs and 1 single playing counter, shall we say? Name the TV show, film franchise, and or video games. Question number 13. Which Irish sportsman is known on social media as the Notorious MMA? Question number 14. It's an audio, and we got 4 songs from the musicals. I'm going to play you 4 snippets. Just tell me what musical they came from. I'll play them once, give you a moment, and then play them again. Here we go.
Number 1.
Tell them how I am defying gravity. I'm flying high, defying gravity, and soon I'll match them in renown. And nobody in all of Oz, no wizard that there is or was, is ever gonna bring
Number 2.
Okay, 1, I'm still sleeping, and this, I'm just dreaming it. 2, it's a prank, and everyone's in on it. 3, it's a flashback from when I was 20 and ate magic mushrooms and thought I was Aquaman. 4, it's some kind of reality show about forecasters, bad bed and breakfast and snow. 5, I've had a stroke and lost my memory.
Number 3.
Don't you see, Bloom? Darling Bloom, glorious Bloom. It's so simple.
Step 1, we find the worst play ever written. Step 2, we hire the worst director in town. Step 3, I raise $2 million.
2?
Yes, 1 for me, 1 for you. There's a lot of little old ladies out there. Step 4, we hire the worst actors in New York and open on Broadway. And before you can say step 5, we close on Broadway, take on $2 million, and go to Rio.
Rio? Oh, nah, that'd never work.
Oh, ye of little faith.
Number 4.
Excuse me. You can't put that there.
Why not?
You'll get knocked off. It's getting late. Have you seen my mates? My tail when the boys get here. 7 o'clock and I wanna rock. Wanna get a belly full of beer. Old man's drunk, there ain't a barrel full of monkeys. I'm only, she don't care. My sister looks cute in the braces and boots. A handful of greens in her hair. Oh, don't give us none of your aggravation. We hang with your discipline. Saturday night's alright for fighting. Get a little action in.
Number 1.
Tell them how I am defying gravity. I'm flying high, defying gravity, and soon I'll match them in renown. And nobody in all of Oz, no wizard that there is or was, is ever gonna bring
Number 2.
Okay, 1, I'm still sleeping, and this I'm just dreaming it. 2, it's a prank and everyone's in on it. 3, it's a flashback from when I was 20 and ate magic mushrooms and thought I was Aquaman. 4, it's some kind of reality show about forecasters, bad bed and breakfast and snow. 5, I've had a stroke and lost my memory.
Number 3.
Don't you see, Bloom? Darling Bloom, glorious Bloom. It's so simple.
Step 1, we find the worst play ever written. Step 2, we hire the worst director in town. Step 3, I raise $2 million.
2?
Yes, 1 for me, 1 for you. There's a lot of little old ladies out there. Step 4, we hire the worst actors in New York and open on Broadway. And before you can say step 5, we close on Broadway, take on $2 million, and go to Rio.
Rio? Oh, nah, that'd never work.
Oh, ye of little faith.
Number 4.
Excuse me. You can't put that there.
Why not?
You'll get knocked off. It's getting late. Have you seen my mates? My tail when the boys get here. 7 o'clock and I wanna rock. Wanna get a belly full of beer. Oh man, I'm drunk and ain't a barrel full of monkeys. I'm my old lady. She don't care. My sister looks cute in the braces and boots. A handful of greens in her hair. Oh, don't give us none of your aggravation. We had it with your discipline. Saturday night's alright for a fight and get a little action in.
Okie dokie, while we're in a musical mood, why don't we go and do the music around marking? So designated markers, eyes down, looking in. Eyes down, in looked. First off, in the 1960s, the song that we heard was Wild Thing, and that was by the Trogs with Wild Thing. Into the 70s, I heard Violins. Sounds a bit hippie, put the tyres of a clown, clearly alluding to those tiny clown cars that need the extra sturdy tyres. In fact, I was looking for Tears of a Clown, and that was Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. Into the 80s, the song was Modern Love. And that was by David Bowie, of course. David Bowie with Modern Love. Then into the 90s, All Saints, Never Ever. Into the 2000s, we had Accidentally in Love. That was by Counting Crows. Then in the 2010s, a few of you knew A Sign of the Times by Harry Styles. Not Sinead O'Connor. On a variety of levels. Sign of the Times, Harry Styles. Those again, the Trogs with Wild Thing, Smokey Robinson and the Miracles with the Tears of a Clown, David Bowie, Modern Love, All Saints, Never Ever, Counting Crows, Accidentally in Love, and Harry Styles with Sign of the Times. And that takes us to question 15. Picture 12. Pictorial boy bands. I can also give you a scores update. It's a pretty close one today thus far. Only 3 points separate the teams after 2 rounds. In third place, a joint second after round 1 on 37, up to 44 now. Just 2.5 points behind the Footlins, who led after round 1 but didn't have such a good music round. They're on 46.5. And that means, do I even believe this? So many music points. That sounds a bit hippie to me, are out into the lead on 47 by just half a point. Then question 16. In 2009, the businessman Guy Laliberté reportedly paid $35 million for a 10-day stay at which precise location? A 10-day stay at which precise location cost $35 million. And question 17 is our penultimate picture. We got some missing vowels. These are job titles that share a second word. For example, you could have bus taxi driver. You get it? 4 to work out. 1 point each. Question number 18. Although only one was successful, which 2 Roman emperors with commonly used names that begin with the same letter, attempted to invade Britain in the 40s AD. Although only one was successful, which two Roman emperors attempted to invade Britain in the 40s? Question 19, we have some geography for you. Can you name these British waters? And finally, before we take a slightly delayed break before the wipeout, question number 20. Which Shakespearean title character appears as Prince Hal in two previous plays? All right, I'm going to give you 3 minutes. Once that ticks down, we're going to come back and do the wipeout. Where's my thing gone? All right then. Welcome back. We're running late, so I'm not going to dignify the wipeout by explaining it. You know the rules, I think. So here we go. Wipeout question number 1. What term for the zone where plant growth is hindered by freezing temperatures in Arctic and subarctic regions comes via the Russian for treeless plain? A term for the zone where plant growth is hindered by the cold in Arctic and subarctic regions. And it looked like someone lost us and then returned. So wipeout 1, a term for the zone where plant growth is hindered by freezing temperatures in Arctic and subarctic regions, and which comes from the Russian for treeless plain. Wipe out question 2. According to superstition, it is bad luck for sailors to kill what type of bird, as described in the poem The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. There was a semi-subtle clue to this one earlier. Wipe out question 3. Writing your answer as a word. In the United Kingdom, what is the minimum age that you can hold a private pilot's license and carry passengers? And just to be clear, and we mean that the plane would carry the passengers, not that you would physically carry the passengers. That's discouraged now. Wipe out question number 4. Which country ranks second after Bhutan in a list of countries by highest average elevation above sea level? Which country ranks second in the world after Bhutan for the highest countries? I didn't mean to do that, sorry. Wipe out question 5. In mythology, which elaborate and confusing structure was built to house the Minotaur? And finally, wipeout question 6. Footlins, I expect you at least to get this. In the Thomas and Friends franchise, what type of vehicle is Harold? In Thomas and Friends, what type of vehicle is Harold? Alright, that's the end of today's quiz. You've got a couple of minutes to finalise those answers, and then we're going to come back and do the marking. All right, thank you for getting your answers in. They are on and they should be activated, designated markers. So let's do our marking quickly and we'll be barely a minute late. After that little kerfuffle with the connectivity. One of these days we'll have an internet connection that is actually adequate to broadcasting. Round 2, question number 1. We asked Printers Awoken, the famous, so famous I don't think I knew what it was called, but it's the Spinnaker Tower, which I believe is in Portsmouth. Was that the Millennium Tower in Portsmouth, or is it a different tower? Who knows? To make a croque-monsieur, a croque-madame, you add an egg. Question 3. Money does not grow on trees. Then money is the... I mean, it used to be made of paper, but fine. Then money is the root of all evil. Money for old rope. And your money or your life. Stand and deliver. Harrison Armstrong is better known as H. It's the 1 in 26 chance. Come on, guys. Then, question 5. They were the traitors, not the ghosts, I'm afraid. I hesitate to think what you would have to do to become a ghost in a reality TV show. Question 6. The 5 people were, first off, Matthew Broderick. Then it was Jason Statham. Then it was Denise Welch with Matty Healy. Who he? Matty Healy? Is that an EastEnders thing? And then finally Vanessa Hudgens. Well, I named exactly none of those correctly. Matthew Broderick, Jason Statham, Denise Welch, and Matty Healy, and Vanessa Hudgens. Question 7. The Centre for Research is on Great Ormond Street, strictly also on Guildford Street. Then Mystery Voices, we were looking for Maya Jama. Sort of sounds like someone looking for their nightwear. Then Eric Tentag. Not Ferdinand, I'm afraid. And then Julian Clary, the third one. Maya Jama, Eric Tentag, and Julian Clary. 9, the philosopher with the unphysical love was Plato. Then 10, the cities from the posters, Dubai, Istanbul. I will not accept Constantinople. And if you want to know why, that's nobody's business but the Turks. Then Chicago, Milan, Beijing, and Mecca. Dubai, Istanbul, Chicago, Milan, Beijing, and Mecca. Question 11. Freddie Starr's coffin was engraved Return to Sender. And then our franchises were, first off, Stranger Things. Well done if you got that. Then Ghostbusters. Then Super Mario. Then Jurassic Park, or Jurassic World if you prefer. There was a W on the side of that Harold helicopter. And then, where am I? Then The Nightmare Before Christmas. And finally, Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Question 13. The Irish mixed martial artist is Conor McGregor. I have a Colin. Half a point for Colin. He is Conor McGregor. And then 14. We were looking for the musicals. Wicked. Then Groundhog Day. Then The Producers. And finally, Rocket Man. Wicked, Groundhog Day, The Producers, and Rocket Man. The boy bands were One Direction, then BTS. Are they the Korean one? BTS. Yes, BTS. Tenuous, I tell you. Maybe I'm missing something. Then the Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, Busted, and the Jonas Brothers. One Direction, BTS, the Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, Busted, and the Jonas Brothers. 2009. Well, is this really a precise location? It moves, but he spent the time on the International Space Station. We'll allow Space Station. I think you got the gist. There's only so many of them. Then, one for each pair here for question 17. We were looking for estate and secret agent. Then brain and tree surgeon. Police and ticket officer and civil and sound engineer. Our emperors, Cicero, an emperor, he'd turn in his grave. Goodness me. We were looking for Caligula and Claudius. The trick with Julius Caesar there is, of course, he was never actually the emperor. He was dictator for life. And that lasted all of a month, which tells all wannabe dictators something important about calling yourself dictator for life. But Caligula, known in his lifetime as Gaius Julius Caesar, in fairness, and Claudius. Caligula and Claudius. Then our waters. Is it a mere? Is it a lake? I think it's a lake. Windermere. Then we had the Humber. We had the Menai Strait, separating Wales from Anglesey. We had the Mersey. We had the Wash. We had the Bristol Channel. The Bristol Channel. We had the Solent. And we had the Thames Estuary. Windermere, Humber, Menai Strait, Mersey, the Wash, the Bristol Channel, the Solent, and the Thames Estuary. And Prince Hal was Henry the Fifth. Henry the Fifth. This leads us to... Oh, I see. Well, it's going to be interesting seeing how this goes, because someone's rush for glory may have cost them. In the Wipeout round, our treeless plain was the Tundra. It is bad luck for sailors to kill an albatross. We started the quiz with Albatross by Fleetwood Mac, if you were paying attention. I doubt that helped much with the question. The age for a pilot's license is 17. Not 16, 17. And the second highest country in the world is Nepal. I could hear a tiny woo in the distance from Jane the Temple Elf on that one. The country was Nepal. The maze where the Minotaur lived was called the Labyrinth. And Harold was a helicopter. He was very mean to Percy the Green Engine. So there you go. And let's see. Those scores are just updating in real time. Oh, this is exciting to watch them flashing before my eyes. And I can tell you that whoever's marking the footlins hasn't noticed that 16 is a wipeout yet. That's the first thing I can tell you. Those answers have disappeared. Anyway, I can infer via the magic of subtraction what that score ought to be, and I will tell you that at the end of today's quiz. In third place, just a few points off the pace, him and her with a very respectable 92, lost a couple in round 2. Then in second place, on 96, we have the Footlins. And risking everything on that wipeout round and getting away with it. On 102 points, it sounds a bit hippie to me. Twice winners on the bounce now. Twice winners? Has there been another one? No, the BBQs had the week before. No, it isn't. No, I tell a lie. This is the third in a row for sounds a bit hippie. Well played, hippies. Anyway, that's the end of our quiz for today. We will wish, incidentally, positive thoughts to sometime Quizcazoatlers, Patrick and Jack, who are in the very process of having new life brought into the world, from what I hear. So good luck with all of that. And we will look forward to seeing you all in 2 weeks' time, and maybe we can tell you what the baby's called. Have a good fortnight. TTFN.